podcast. It's no tiddlywinks. It's an Arsenal fans special. It's a football special with me, the Reason Boss. A warm welcome. Before we forget, please hit the like, share and subscribe button. Rich Pope Sports is the place to be. As an Arsenal fan, ladies and gentlemen, Lord of mercy, there's been a bag of ups and downs where the Arsenal football team is concerned. Currently in second place in the Premier League. Second place, I reiterate, having won the North London derby. There are still fans out there saying Arteta must go. There are fans out there saying, hey, Arteta no good, Arsenal no good. It's a failed season. We need striker. Sometimes I think I'm going crazy. I'm in a lonesome space. I am the Reason Boss. I say in Arteta we trust. However, on this Switch Post special, I'm going to go for a second opinion. Once again, you know the score. I'm going to phone a friend. I'm going to phone, in this instance, someone by the name of Trevor. I call him the psychologist par excellence. Trevor, who never is backward in coming forward. Let me see if he will speak. I don't know what I'm going to say. But let's find out. Am I crazy for thinking we should trust in Arteta? Or is it a bag of fluff? Let's find out. Oh boy. You remember we had Dennis, Big Dennis the Menace, with a bag of reasoning.
Hello.
Oh. Trevor, the psychologist supreme. Trevor, the Arsenal fan. Is that you in the building?
Sorry, this is Barclays Bank. Can I help you?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was going to put my Queen's English just then, you know. My real Queen's English. Am I right, Luke? A warm welcome. Trev, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
I'm well. I've just done an introduction, man. It's the Reason Boss podcast. It's the Arsenal and football special. I am in the building, calling a friend, calling a football fan, an Arsenal avowed fan who is not backward in coming forward. Let's just chew the fat. It's a podcast and we're just reasoning things out. Trev, North London derby, Arsenal 2, Spurs 1, and yet there were people calling for Mikel Arteta to leave, exit stage left, quick and fast. Am I alone? Am I alone as the 12th man in saying, hold tight. Arsenal are in second place behind a crack Liverpool team at the moment, and in Arteta we should trust. Am I a fool or am I on some kind of ground? What's your perspective? We're chewing the fat.
Well, I think you're quite sane, to be quite truthful. I mean, people are saying that he should go.
They are.
And he's destroyed the club. Then why are we in second place? If that means, I don't really understand that. I mean, yeah, I get it. There's certain things you want out of the team. But I mean, the season isn't that bad. I mean, come on. Yeah, we do need a striker. I'm going to put that out there because I know everybody's, going on about that. And yeah, I do agree. We do need to, one thing I would get Arteta at is that he needs to, definitely bolster our team. Especially since we're in free competition still. Some people may say, no, it's only 2. We can still go to Newcastle and do what we need to do. Definitely, But no, Arteta out. Come on, man. I mean, really, look at Man United, Chelsea. 2 fine examples.
Go ahead.
How many managers have they had? And they haven't even been able to reach top 4 with the amount of changes they've had. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have they finished top 4 in the last couple of years? Since they've changed over how many managers?
They've been going through them like hot butter.
Yeah, exactly. But have they been finishing in top 4, got Champions League? No, they haven't, have they?
Nope, Europa Cup, and sometimes not even that.
So,
Cooling their feet.
And this is them changing like, you know what I mean? They're changing clothes every day. So I can point to that, and then what's the argument then? What? I'd like to hear it. How is it made anything better on their sort of march towards perfection. So, this is something I'd like to hear someone, convince me that, that is the better option to go and get another manager. Because what people got to understand, we bring in another manager, then we've got to go through the process all over again. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Well, this is a time I'm going to, if not call out, I'm going to mention the likes of, big up yourself, Cranky Live, an Arsenal fan. I'm going to call out the likes of the Curtis Shaws, the Troops, the AFTVs, a bag and plethora of social media Arsenal content creators who are calling the shots and laying it down thickly. Now, are we too goody two shoes? Have they got a credible case to suggest, one, we do need a striker? Two, I'm going to push back a little regarding the need for a striker. If we trust in Mikel Arteta, surely what he says ultimately should go, and let the cards fall where they may. But he must have a plan. The players, I suggest, are firmly beside and behind him, playing according to his tune. So why should we be pressuring him to do something he may not want to do? Personally, I think that he may well be looking for a striker. But the last 2 seasons, Arsenal have been very close, mightily close to Premier League ultimate success. It's not an easy road. It's arguably the toughest league in the world. Should we not just really trust in Arteta, whatever he says, whoever he picks, and let the calls and cards fall where they may?
Well, at the end of the day, all that said and done, ultimately that's what's going to happen. So you can huff and puff all they want, but this final decision goes with Arteta and the Cronkies, right? And it shows even more now, if people kind of stop and think for a second, that when Edu left, it hasn't been so easy for Arteta to just say, yes, this is what he wants, because there isn't no sporting director. And if correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that the case how it works? Because there's none there, he hasn't been officially made that he has carte blanche in just buying who he wants and getting who he wants. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I don't believe that he can make that decision, that people believe he can just go in and buy. No, he can't, because since there's no sporting director there, then obviously it's down to the Cronkies at the moment who are managing the purse, right? I would believe that's how it's working.
It's not a one-man band, and you're quite right. There's going to be many pieces at play, many moving parts.
Exactly.
Let me press you, and because we're reasoning this thing out, do you think, in your opinion, as an Arsenal fan, from where you're sitting, remember Arsenal came from near relegation, threat to, well, as I said, pushing Man City, no Arsenal push, no title excitement. Is Mikel Arteta, do you see something of the wizards about him in terms of being the man who can actually get Arsenal across the line, as he brought them just about to the top of the hill, and we need someone else to push over to the other side, lifting the Premier League title?
We keep saying push over, but that's funny, because, okay, so one, who is going to push over? Again, I use the example of Chelsea and Man United. This is the same story. With Man United, they brought in, was it Ollie? Ollie
at the wheel, like, share, subscribe.
And then they got their man. Was it who was before Ten Hag?
Was it Van Gaal?
Yeah, well, this is it. They had all the managers that they wanted. They got.
Marino's been there. They've been queuing up.
And they didn't. And it didn't happen in these last 4 years. It didn't happen. Yep. And they got what they wanted. And these were managers were supposed to be like, the ones they actually wanted, these super managers that didn't do anything.
Yep.
Look at Chelsea, the same thing. For goodness sake. People kind of have to stop and think, really. Is this what they want to go through with Arsenal? Because this is what they're going to get. Because put it this way, okay, Arteta stays there, okay, another, maybe not this season, but then next season, it all happens and it all clicks. Okay, is that what, 6 seasons, is it?
Around that?
Right.
6,
How
7?
many seasons have Chelsea and Man United gone through without nothing going on? Okay, some people are going to say, oh, well, they won some silverware, but okay. So did we. We won the FA Cup.
We did, yes, we did.
So I'd say that's even one up from, what did they do, the League Cup, is it?
Carabao.
Exactly. So we're even, yeah? But still, their progress is nowhere near ours because we are still challenging. They're not. All they're doing is struggling to get to top 4.
We're chomping at the bit. Absolutely.
So this is what we're going to have. This is what's waiting for us. If we do this thing of, if we put it in the hands of these supporters who want him out, okay, get him out. But trust me, this is what you're going to be getting. Then what?
Then
what's the argument going to be?
Then what? Is a Mikel Arteta, because we want to keep it focused on Arsenal and football in general. Can a manager be too soft? He loves his players. I love the players. I love those players. They do. I love them. I love them so much. Don't they need a bit of?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh.
Because look, now we're talking about. There's this thing about Aubameyang that surfaced. That he should have done this, he shouldn't have done. Back then, it was a case he was too harsh, he's been too horrible, this and that. And now he's being good to his players. It's a problem. Which one do we want?
Which one? Which is
Because I remember even the Talk Sport and all them guys everybody and their auntie were all criticising on the media, saying, no, he's been a bit too, how he treated Aubameyang, how he did Ozil, how he treated all the other, that's terrible. He's being too hard-handed. For goodness sake, man. Nobody was bothered about that when we started progressing. And now we are getting this situation where some people are complaining he's being too soft. Look, you can never please certain groups. It's always going to be, if certain groups of people just hate you, they hate you. It's a case of, well, you know what? I'm always going to have people that are going to hate me, but they're not the people I need to appease or please. They're always going to be there. That peanut gallery is always going to be around. So allow it. Just get on with the task at hand and do what you have to do. No, to be quite honest, I think for Arteta, he's been in, what's it called? The Manchester United manager at the moment, they're saying his pre-season is in effect.
Interesting point of view. Ruben Amorim.
Yes.
Interesting.
Arteta's pre-season is in effect. He's had to restart again because he's got injuries. So now he's got to play all the other players that haven't been in the plan. And now they've got to perform.
Front and centre.
So he's now got to put them in and see how it works. And it's all a process he's got to do while actually in the actual competition.
Absolutely. Great point, Trev. Great point.
So I don't know how people, because a lot of people believe that, with training you get it right. And then once you get on the pitch, that's it. That's an incredible nonsense. So you're telling me that you train when you go training, and then once you go and meet your opponent, it's going to be exactly how it is when you're training.
Oh no, live fire.
You're going to be able to exactly do the same things you did in training against this opponent when you hit the street. Like Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until you get hit. So it's all well and good sitting from your armchair, going on your little computer and playing games, and then coming on and saying, hold on a minute. It doesn't work that way. Reality is a big different thing, man. But everybody is entitled to their opinion. But Absolutely. All I'm saying, within reason, it's only a game. I get it. Some people, this is their life and soul. So those people, I can't really say nothing for. They're going to say what they're going to need to say. Because even though with all this reasoning, there's going to be a pushback, they're going to come back and tell you, you don't know what you're saying. It's because of you. This is why this club is like this. The support is like you. All this nonsense. No, it's because of people that need to have a sound head and know what they're doing, that need to be, not people who are emotional and kick chairs about and throw tables all over the place when things don't go your way. Things don't work like that. And they know that. We're adults. You know you can't go to work and you can start doing that. You know you're getting kicked out. It don't work like that. You got to work as a team. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, man. I mean, people just got to just relax. Just relax.
Relax. Well, listen, it's Aston Villa tomorrow at the time of recording. Remember, if you're watching live or in the rerun, please give Richbow Sports and Trev a like, share, and subscribe. Free and easy. I've had some people in the building watching live, Trev, and I thank you again for taking time out to answer the phone call. We're talking Arsenal and football. My lord, my lord. We've had a little bold contention. We've differed on this. Differed in terms of some fans out there. Is it as though Arteta and Arsenal can't win, even though they're winning sometimes? My contention is that a lot of the fans, and even fans of football out there, criticize Arsenal, have a dig, because they know the caliber of Arsenal. They know the potential of Arsenal. They're tired of them knocking on the door, knocking on the door. They want them to lift a trophy because they know they've got that potential. But that old bottler, it's not happening yet. But with the injuries, Bukayo Saka, the likes of Odegaard earlier, it's been one thing after another. But I think Arsenal fans genuinely are just desperate. Football fans, many of them, might be desperate if they're not, fans of other teams. Neutrals want Arsenal to win because they like the style of play and they're just desperate by any means necessary, ultimately or ideally with the artistic flavour they bring to the party, to win something as opposed to being just toxic for toxic's sake. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or you still disagree?
Of course we want them to win something. Listen, I come from the era of the days of Charlie George, Frank McClintock and all them guys.
Salutes.
George Armstrong.
Salutes.
Bob Wilson. Yeah, look, come on, man. And then Henry, Perez, Gilbert, all them guys, come on. I mean, of course. Of course we want all that. You know what I mean? But they didn't, the way they were created wasn't the same way as these youngsters were, because these youngsters are having to learn. We bought those players. They didn't come through from a young age, like super young like these guys. I mean, these players were bought, and it was a totally different structure back then as well. We are actually building from scratch, building it up. You know what I mean? And plus, exactly, when Wenger came in, it was really already nearly built. He just put in some finishing touches. You know what I mean? Because we already had a base. It's just a case of coming in. But what we have now, it's a building process. Come on. I mean, I think a few people forget. Only, was it two seasons ago, 3 seasons? We were 8th. People crying we were going to be relegated. And if I close my eyes and just listen to commentary, I'd think I'm still there. Because people kind of like, I had to look at the table and go, geez, I thought we was near relegation the way people chatted.
My lord, indeed.
You know what I mean? I'm hearing, the season's done. God, we're in a worse place now than, Arteta's ruined the club. I'm like, wow, we're second place in the league. Second place, we're behind Liverpool just in the Champions League. We still got Newcastle to go and exact some revenge on. And people telling me that, and I'm hearing these people talking like as if we're near relegation. Jeez, I didn't know we swapped places with Man United and Tottenham. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff. Anyway, look, as far as I'm concerned, you know me, I don't really care about all that. I'm not a man who listens to these kind of things. I have it in my head. I think of something and I go for it. That's how it has to work. And that's what Arteta's doing. Regardless, he has to. And like I said, he's in training. He's pre-training thing he's doing on the job because of what he's got, the availability of the players. People falling by the wayside because of injuries and playing a lot of hard games. People playing hard against us, they don't want us to win. People think, oh, we go out there and we're just going to roll them over. People playing hard, they're coming to play hard. They're coming to play hard. It's a bit like you going into a fight with someone. You want to beat the hell out of them, but they're better than you. But you're going to put up a good fight. And that's how the opposition is towards, you know what I mean? When they think about Arsenal, like, yeah, they're better, but you know what? We're going to make it so hard for them. Yeah, watch. It's as simple as that. But people can't get around that. They believe that we go there and we can roll teams over. And you got to understand, Arteta's playing a game where he's trying to create a team that has to be stressed in each game. He's trying to control games because that is the way forward, to control a game. That way the impact upon your players is very minimal. But it's a process, obviously, that's going to take a bit of time. I mean, a lot of people want him to just go gun-ho football. Listen, if he'd done all that, we ain't going to have no players left. It's as simple as that. I mean, Liverpool, if we can go by the last couple of seasons, this is what they were top. What was it, last season? I was hearing it today. They're saying, look, they're really burnt out. They burnt out last season the same way. So they're doing their gun-ho. It does impact on them. Because they're going to tail off. And then what?
And then what? Sometimes you can't win.
No, you can't. It's working for them at the moment. But that is not sustainable. It really isn't. We're holding our, we're keeping it dry. So all people want us to go in there and win 10, 20 goals. Are you serious? Do you know how much? I mean, I don't know if any of these guys have played football, but you try doing that. You do that. See how you recover after that game. Seriously, these people don't understand. I mean, I hear a lot of people go, oh, they're getting paid to do this. Yeah, but you're still human. You know what I mean? You could pay a sniper, a top hitman, who, $1 million, 2 million, 5 million, but they're still human and they can still get taken out. So, what are you saying? Listen, man.
Listen, I tell you what.
It's all relative.
It's all relative. Listen, the technology is calling time. I'm going to be calling time on this particular opening Reason Boss podcast with your good self, Trevor. You have brought some sanity. I thought I was going crazy, El Loco, but it looks like I'm on some decent ground. Arteta does know what he's doing. He's not a proverbial, I mind, Ollie at the wheel. We've got Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, and we're going to continue to trust in him and hope that he's making the best decisions for Arsenal, and the players are going to give it their all. The Bukayo Saka injuries, the Nwaneri injuries, the earlier Martin Odegaard in the season injuries. All teams suffer with injuries. You've got to make the best of what you've got, and Arteta is doing that. And the Arsenal players are leaving it on the pitch. Cranky, exactly. Big up yourself. Troops, exactly. Come on now. AFT, come on now.
If we do get rid of him,
go ahead.
I'm going to say to these people, listen, I'll tell you something. He'll come back to haunt you guys.
Uh-oh.
Because Barcelona, Real Madrid, they'll want him. They'll get him. Barcelona's ready to look at the game. So he goes there, one of those two teams, and he comes back. And he destroys us. And he'll make, if I was him, I'd do the same. I'd say, you know what, I'm coming back there. I'm going to let them suffer. Because I would. For what you put him through, you deserve it. But, but that's another conversation. But that's all good. I'm not cutting my nose off to start my face because I don't want that to happen. And I want us to benefit from his talent. And we all win together. That's basically how it works.
On that note, I love that. Let's all win together. Let's all enjoy the journey. After all, it is a game. Did you hear it?
Shout out loud, man. Stop all the negativity. Come on, let's do it.
Big up yourself, Trev. One and all, like, share, and subscribe Take care, Trev. I know you're going to be
Yeah, you too, man.
supporting
Peace,
the guys against Villa, and give you full respect from the Reason
Come
Boss.
on, you guidance, man. Let's do this.
Did you hear it? Enough said. Like, share, and subscribe. Watching live or in the rerun. Reason Boss,
Peace.
Trev, and Peace. We out of here. Come on, Arsenal. In Arteta. We trust. That's how we run this thing.